Hi, I'm Brendan Moran.
And I'm Ruby Lopez, and welcome to Creek Currents.
This month, I'm going to take you on a tour to one of Walnut Creek's most beautiful places that you might not know about. It's the gardens at Heather Farm.
And you know, keeping Walnut Creek beautiful really is a community effort, as I learned when I got my feet wet attending this event for the first time. Hi, I'm Ruby Lopez for Creek Currents. Today, I am getting it knee-deep in weeds and garbage at the 23rd Annual Creek Cleanup. Let's go get ready to work. All right, I'm ready to go. I've got my gloves, my old work clothes and shoes. Now I just have to register and get my work assignment. Let's go. Councilmember Bob Simmons. Now this is the 23rd Annual Creek Cleanup. That's a lot of years, right?
It's a lot of years. This is the result of a long-standing cooperation between the City of Walnut Creek and the Friends of the Creeks. In addition to that, they have other groups that come out and help, like the Rotary Club. And then behind us, you can see all the people that are just coming out for a one-day volunteer experience to help the creeks, to help the city, and to make our environment a cleaner and safer place.
Talk to us about the importance of this event.
What happens if we do not pick up the trash that is in the creek is it goes down, all the way down to the Sacramento River, to the Delta. From there it goes into the bay and into the ocean. And it injures the fish and the wildlife that interact with it. And you've read about this big plastic mass in the ocean. Well, that comes from us. And it didn't just get there, it comes from people just throwing out their trash. And so picking this stuff up is just a really important part of doing what we need to do to keep our community clean.
We're making a difference, and it starts right here in Walnut Creek.
Starts right here, and we're just really excited to be here, and I really enjoy this day. I'm dressed to get down and get dirty.
Are you getting dirty today?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I have every year.
All right. Well, I'm here with Natalie and Tabitha. You guys go to the local high school here, right? And you guys, is this your first time at a creek cleanup?
It is, yes.
What do you think so far?
It's fun and just helping out our community and stuff, yeah.
Okay, so tell me about your assignment. What are you working on?
We are picking up trash in and around the creek area, and we're going to be moving down around the creek, just picking up what we can.
Did you guys find any interesting trash yet?
No.
Not yet.
No, not yet. Found a lot of plastic bags, that's about it. But
yeah.
Thank you.
I found a can. I don't know what with something inside.
So what did you find here?
Over here, it's a can with plastic, I guess, inside.
It's a plastic. It looks kind of...
I don't know. I
dirty.
don't want to find out what is in there.
You don't want to find out, but you pulled it out, so she doesn't find out. And now you don't even have to see it, right?
He can if he wants. Take a look.
Ooh, look at that.
Look at all that
Holy
garbage.
cow.
Is this your first creek cleanup?
Yes, it is.
What are we working on here?
They've cut off the arundo, and now I am painting it with herbicide to kill it, hopefully,
Oh, okay.
because it has roots that spread underground and take over and collects dirt and blocks the streams. it's very, very invasive. So that's why we're resorting to this, but this is safe for water.
I've got mud on my head, all over my clothes, and my hat. But we're getting rid of this tire. We are here with five-time Mayor Gwen Regalian, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, this is the 23rd Annual Creek Cleanup, and you have been here from the beginning.
That's right. I think I have missed 1 year, and I've come every year, except that one, to help, either with registration or usually registration.
So how exciting is it to see this kind of enthusiasm? There are a lot of people here.
Yes, there are, and there are every year, and we're delighted. We're also delighted to see the young people turn out, because they are the ones, you know, who can really help make sure that, as I say, trash is taken care of correctly.
Hey everybody, look who I ran into. It's Mr. Funnelhead.
Hello there, Ruby.
Hey, Mr. Funnelhead. Actually, it's Captain Clean Water to you and me, right?
Yes, sir, Ruby.
So what are you doing here at the creek cleanup?
Well, I decided to come down here and help Walnut Creek get their creeks clean because you know what? Pollution is bad for our environment and the wildlife.
Absolutely. So did you get your hands dirty today?
Well, you look at my gloves there, Ruby. Pretty dirty. It's a dirty creek out there, but somebody's got to do it. And I think with all the help of the citizens of Walnut Creek, we have done a great job on cleaning up Walnut Creek today.
Thank you.
Guys.
Well, I had a delightfully dirty time here cleaning up our creeks. Now, if you want some more information how you can get involved with Friends of the Creeks, you can visit their website, friendsofthecreeks.org. See you next time. Besides information on volunteering, the Friends of the Creek site is also a great resource for finding maps and information about local wildlife.
And there's something else you can do to help local wildlife, and it's easy.
Got a problem? A discarded cigarette is a big problem. Cigarette butts are toxic and don't biodegrade. They travel in storm drains to end up harming our water supply and poisoning wildlife. But running this problem out of town is easy. Take a stand. Put cigarette butts where they belong. Keep Walnut Creek clean.
You may have noticed new ash towers installed downtown. That's just one of the ways the city is working to keep Walnut Creek clean. For more information, just visit the city's Clean Water site.
And I discovered more good work being done by a nonprofit that's doing big things for a small place. I'm Brendan Moran, and today I am going to get a tour of one of Walnut Creek's most beautiful places. the gardens at Heather Farm. I'm here with Maria Valken. She is the executive director at the Gardens at Heather Farm, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what goes on here. You guys are a nonprofit, so you're self-sustaining here, right?
Right. We are. We're entirely self-sustaining. We do get a little bit of support from the city, but primarily the vast majority of the funds that are required to maintain the garden, to operate the education program, and to maintain the building is obtained through a combination of donations. We have a membership, and we do some fundraising, of course, and we have a bit of money that we get through grants. But it's all up to us to raise the money to keep it all happening with a very small staff and hundreds of volunteers. We could not do what we do without our volunteers. They're the heart and soul of the organization.
Well, if somebody's watching this and they want to get involved, volunteer, what do they do?
I think probably the best bet is to go to our website and get all the information they need about the different volunteer opportunities that exist.
And you're always looking for good people?
Always looking for more good people, absolutely. Yep.
Sounds great. We'll spread the word.
All right, thanks so
Maria.
much. I appreciate it.
Okay. I'm here with Patrice Hanlon. She is the garden director at the Gardens of Heather Farms. And today we're in a sensory garden, right?
We are.
What is that?
The Sensory Garden was created in 1988 with the efforts of the volunteers and the Lions Club, and it was designed for those that are visually impaired. You can get around the entire garden if you are on a wheelchair and walker. It also is at a height where you can get in and garden. So if you had problems with your back or you couldn't bend over, was built with the intention of therapeutic purposes. There's a fountain in the back. If you listen quietly, the water is to draw you back into the garden, so if you had problems seeing, you would be able to still keep going into the garden. We work with students that are from preschool through kindergarten, usually for the tours that we have in here, and we do about 15,000 school children a year at the Gardens at Heather Farm. So it's just a fabulous little spot right in the center of the gardens, of our 6-acre site.
Now, I am not an expert here, so you're going to have to tell me, what other plants am I looking at here?
So the beauty of this garden is that all of the plants that are in here are conducive to a Mediterranean dry climate, which is what we are. But at the same time, we have plants that are just fabulously fragrant, such as the pineapple sage.
Oh yeah, what's that going to smell like? Can I take a guess?
Take a guess. Smell like pineapple?
Smells like pineapple. It really does.
It does. It does smell like pineapple. So we have not only plants that are fragrant, but behind you here, we have the lamb's ear, which is always a popular plant with everybody. Look at how soft.
Oh, wow.
It's lovely.
So, you know what it's like?
What?
It's like a lamb's ear. Yeah.
It's like a lamb's ear. But for me, when I'm teaching about horticulture, is a plant that shows that it doesn't need a lot of water. And that's because it's white and it's hairy and it reflects the sunlight. So that is our mission, is to teach about sustainable gardening practices, green practices, low water, how people can do that in their home gardens. We're a demonstration site for that.
So you do a lot of organic gardening.
Including our rose garden. Would you like to go look at it?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
All right, you lead.
So here we are in the middle of our rose garden, and the garden was designed for different types of roses. So what you're looking at here are called Floribunda roses, and they're grown in a cluster, all these little flowers together. This particular one is called Sexy Rexy, named after Rex Harrison. So a lot of the roses...
The Broadway star.
The Broadway star. So good, My Fair Lady.
Yeah.
But we have Barbra Streisand. We have all kinds of different roses named after different people. And in the center of the garden, we have hybrid teas. So they're a completely different type of rose. Being organic helps us in that this garden is completely manicured.
So when people say garden organically, what does that mean?
Okay, for this particular garden, the rose garden, the way we manage it is that we're not putting chemical fertilizers onto the roses. We're actually feeding the soil. So if you have really healthy soil, you will actually create a really healthy root system which will intake water and nutrients from the soil a whole lot better. So for the past 13 years, we haven't used anything on the roses, and we have this incredible space. We also have a great habitat for the birds, because if you're spraying pesticides, there's no insects. So we have this wonderful bird habitat on top of the fact that we have these beautiful roses.
It's good thinking.
And the city of Walnut Creek, actually, this park is in the process of being Audubon certified. So it's just the city works with us, and it's a perfect relationship because we're creating a really beautiful, healthy site for families to come and visit.
And people can get a lot of ideas, and not just the rose garden as well, right? There's another area.
We have all kinds of it. So we already saw the sensory garden.
Yeah.
I'd like to take you up to our shade garden.
I'm game. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Okay, so we're in the shade garden.
We are.
Nice and cool in here.
Favorite spot in the summertime for most people because we have about 5 or 6 benches in here. I wanted to bring you to this garden because when we developed the garden behind us, the shade and stroll garden, it used to look like that down there, which was all weedy. And because of our sustainable practices, we started mulching in here and working the soil so that when we actually planted in here, we didn't do anything. We brought no soil in, we just planted directly into it. So that's part of our sustainable practices, working with what we have and enriching the soil. So if you look around at how lush this garden is, it's also considered a dry shade garden. Again, it looks very lush, but it's on very low water. So that's part of what we're trying to educate people about at the gardens, so that they can have beautiful, lush plantings without necessarily using a lot of water.
That sounds great for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when my water bill comes every month.
And you could come and take classes here and learn about it.
Really?
Yes.
Tell me about those.
We have an adult education program that usually on Saturday mornings, there's different classes that we try to use the garden as much as possible. We look at ourselves as a teaching classroom. So we have 24 different areas that we can teach people about, things that go on. So we usually run a class in the spring, or what to grow in dry shade, or what can grow under oaks. So we have a lot of different classes that could entice people to come in and learn what they could do.
Patrice, thank you very much. Very educational. And when I show up for the class, go easy on me. Beginner.
We have lots of beginners.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I had a great time and I learned a lot too. Now remember, visiting the gardens at Heather Farm is free. So if you want to learn more about how to get involved or even take a class, go to their website. It's gardenshf.org. A great event happening this month at the Gardens is the Herbal Mixology class. Learn how to make 5 cocktails with herbs and flowers grown at the garden.
Sounds like a great way to shake things up.
We'll see you next time on Creek Currents.